Good morning. Today is day 2 at Canton, Texas, and we are shopping the First Monday's trade show. This is a massive flea market that happens once a month in Canton, Texas. My friend Nancy is here with me, and we found some incredible things yesterday. If you have not seen episode 1, you've got to go back and watch that episode now. We are looking for some awesome things today, and we found great things yesterday in episode 1, so wish us luck. Day 2 at Canton. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This is day 2 at Canton, and we have got lots of vintage to find. Part of why I'm so excited about today is because we are meeting up with multiple previous travelers. First up, we've got Mary. I see her over there. And we have 6 different travelers that are here in Texas. And so we're going to be meeting up with them today, and I'm so excited to see them. Hi! Oh, I didn't know you were going to be here already. I'm so excited. Hi! Sorry we're late.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm so good. What are the odds? Oh, goodness sake. I am so happy. My heart is so happy right now. Just seeing travelers that have been on different group trips, both separately and then now some of them together, getting to meet up in a place to go vintage shopping, it makes my heart so happy. This is why I do what I do. I love bringing people together, and we're going to have an awesome day. My heart skipped a beat on this one. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine this as a jewelry organizer or for my makeup brushes? And there's 3 pieces.
Nice pencil box, you know, and then letters and correspondence.
And maybe there was a knob on the front. Is that a secret drawer?
But a little brass knob.
It is a secret drawer. Look at that. Cool. How much are you asking for all 3?
One on the price on the bottom of the thing. On it. Yes, this one right here is down here.
125. Could you take 100 for the whole set? He drives a hard bargain. 125, but I just know I'm going to regret it if I don't.
There's a porcelain deal in there, and then there's the heating element
coils.
that's coiled in there, and then it's behind the mica disc. And this would be bakelite, and so.
Question: do you think you could light a match with it?
It's possible.
Because it would be a cool contraption for next to a candle if you have like a little, I could have some matches in my box and then.
The thing that I would be concerned about is that, one, now this has been rewired, but I don't know about the elements, how well they'd hold up over time.
For safety and everything.
It used a lot of times, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
It can be redone, but it's a little tricky.
This is a great space. They weren't here yesterday, and I'm gonna get this pin for $30. It's bronze and it's signed Norway. And then I also like this sterling Roadrunner for $20. It's a pin. This is only $6. It's a USA planter. Is it cracked?
It looks like Hager, but it's not.
What does that say? Originals. Oh, it could be Hager.
It could be Hager, yeah. Can't remember.
Geez, $6 is a really good price.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna leave it for someone else though. Let's put it up here so someone spots it and gets a really good deal.
Yeah.
It's a great price. I actually really like the shape on that one too. That looks old.
Yeah, I think it's Royal Copley, but I don't know what that is.
Is it like
corn?
Oh, I think it is corn. I was thinking Birds of Paradise, but I think corn.
I think it's a piece of corn, which makes sense, or it could be Shawnee.
What do they have on here? Yellow planter, $6. I guarantee you that's worth more than $6. What's that one? That's an oldie too.
Yeah, it's old. It's not marked. I can't tell. It's not a Van Bergel or anything like that.
It's very pretty though.
Kangaroo planter for $8.
That's cute. Hour and a half, and we've been mostly talking, but look, we've already, between the 3 of us, we've already filled her up. Although I know we're gonna get more in there. We're gonna get more in. Look, I mean, that's space. That's got space to fill. Everything is $1. Look how pretty she is. Look at this. Boxes and boxes. Everything's $1. Hand painted 1986. It's very pretty. Only $1. It's got a crack though. And this is why you gotta be careful when you're digging in boxes. Right there. And I see some Italian Florentine. Venice. Let's see, there was one more in here. It's a little frame. Look at this little creamer. Looks like a mini jug pitcher. It's $8, and I think that that is a Japan sticker that's just kind of worn off, but it looks similar to other Japan stickers. And I thought maybe I could put cork in the top and use it for pouring soy sauce.
Whoever had the toasters put the little what they are in there.
A universal toaster. That's kind of neat.
I collect a lot of stuff, so I'm not one to talk, but I just not even collect toasters.
You know, me neither, but I've never seen one that opens like this, so I appreciate that design. Yeah.
If they work, they're awesome.
Look at this ring. It's got a rabbit. What kind of stone is this? Is that moss?
It's an agate, but it has green throughout it. It almost looks like a moss.
But usually the moss agate's more clear.
I know.
But it has that kind of veining look to it.
I have a lot of moss agate off and on.
So you've had this in your case for 30 years.
30 years.
And you know the person that made it?
I'm really good friends with him. He made all of this. Look at that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
His name is Gary Edwards.
Gary Edwards.
Gary Edwards. Gary Edwards. Yeah, look at all of this.
What an incredible artist. She's got the most incredible stuff.
Friendship. Actually, it looks good with
It
this.
does. That's why I was like, oh, I'm
May I
kind
try
of
some?
liking this.
Of course.
It's a little large though. And don't forget that Gary Edwards, he's the one that made the bunny. So the purple glass was only made for a total of 61 years, and the more that it's in the sunlight, the more that it turns darker purple. So the darker purple pieces have probably been exposed to the light more, and then the lighter ones, not as much. And so it was made between 1850 to 1911. So if you find purple glass, mudlarking, or anywhere, this is the time frame that it was almost definitely made in. Tortillas, look at this, it's a tortilla press. I have not seen one of these. I don't need one because when we make tortillas, we just make them on our cast iron skillet, but if you were really wanting them nice and thin, this one's made in Colombia. We picked up all of these pieces for 50% off. So these were 30, 35. Jeep Collins.
Yes.
And he originally worked with who?
He originally worked with James Avery.
James
like
Avery.
way back in the
Okay.
day. I don't know about the dates, but way back in the day.
And how much are these?
Let me ask.
Corn on the cob holders, the green bakelite. How much are you asking for the set of the green bakelite? Oh my. This is going to be amazing. All right, I'm starting over, and we're doing this the right way because I just went inside and did a quick little peek, and I definitely need a cart. 25% off everything. Are you serious? Look at this space. I love you, Texas. We're having a moment for the tulips. It says it's Fire King, large tulip bowl, Fire King mixing, 60 firm. I'm not really into a lot of these types of dishes from the 60s and 70s, but I think those are really pretty. I went there by accident. It's one of the most picturesque, beautiful towns in Germany.
I've been there.
You have?
Joe bought his lederhosen.
Oh, how fun. I was only there for 24 hours and I slept 3 hours because I wanted to see every corner of that little tiny village. Outside, they have these stone walls, and there were these little holes in the stone wall where the archers would put their arrows, and they were small, just enough for them to get their arrows out because they didn't want arrows coming in. And I watched the sunrise from up there on the old stone wall. It's a medieval town, lots of history, some kind of dark, beautiful, beautiful, picturesque village in Germany. Look at these, they're napkin holders.
Are they pretty?
Oh, I think I might need these because I just got all of our Japanese dishes and have sushi, and I think that would just be the perfect touch, wouldn't it? Half off. I love it. Oh, it says firm.
Oh my God.
But you know what? That's only $5 a piece, and I just think those are beautiful. Those are gonna look so great with my new sushi set. First item in the cart. The only problem is all the things I like the best are firm. This is actually a really good deal for $35. I do prefer them without the wooden base, and there's only one, so we're gonna leave it, but I do like it. Look at the crab with abalone shell. This is signed Alice Seeley. How are you? I like you. Alice Seeley art pen, $10, so it's probably pewter. It's a really neat design on it. This is also an Alice Seeley, and it says 2009, so it looks like it's a pretty modern artist. It's got a panther, $45. Nancy, check out this hand. That is so weird and cool. Oh, you could use it to put dried flowers into because there's enough spots you can poke them out of. Why do I love this? It's $65.
Because it's cool.
Please have a sale. Please have a sale. Oh, they just have a clearance corner. You know what? I can't do it for $65 with how heavy it is. Because if I ship it, it's going to be really expensive for my shoppers. Somebody come to Texas and get that. Nancy, look at this. Vintage handmade copper flower pot. $50. I wonder if you could use it for watering. It'd be kind of heavy though, like my hands would get tired watering, but my goodness, that up on a kitchen shelf, stunning. That's an almost, again, really heavy, which just adds so much to the shipping cost though. All right, we're gonna leave you for someone else. You're beautiful though. These are not sterling, but I like them. They kind of look like belt buckles, and they're a black metal. It's only $3.75. I think those are fun. They're all between like $3 and $4. I also really like these. They are only $3. Yeah, for $3. I like to have some pieces that are more affordable than sterling, and so kind of unique costume stuff is what I try to pick up from time to time. This vendor has 25% off everything. Man, I don't know if we're here for a special sale, but almost every single vendor is having really huge sales. I'm loving these earrings right here. They're brass. They look very kind of bohemian, and they're only $15, and they have the old screw back type post earrings, and they're $15 plus 25% off. Do you need any coasters? These are beautiful.
I've got so many.
You know what? I actually use paper ones that I get when I travel from like a restaurant or a bar. Yep. But those are nice. I like those. They look kind of Norwegian, Scandinavian. If you like farmhouse, oh my goodness, they got you covered here. Covered, anything you want. They got it. definitely get this one.
Okay.
And then I want to see. Take that one. And then I'll take that one. And was this vendor, is the jewelry on sale too? It said 25% except for firm.
Yes.
Awesome, they're all on sale. Thank you so much. Yay. This is a pretty sweet lamp. It's $125. It's kind of neat. I bet you can kind of adjust. Spotlight. Nancy, I found some shoes for you. I've been waiting all day for it. I've been waiting for 3 days. Finally, Texas. There's my penguin ice bucket. How much are they? $9 for the set? Mm-hmm. They're really beautiful. I like the design because it kind of looks like waves. Okay, I'm 90% sure that this is not a David Silk, but I have to look at the signature on the bottom just in case. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna pass on it. Thank you so much. So far, we've been pretty picky and we actually haven't picked up a lot. We've got some jewelry. I have a few other items. Day 2 of Canton sure provided. Nancy and I had an amazing time, and I gotta tell you, the highlight of the Canton flea market was getting to meet up with some of my previous group travelers. Now that we have hosted several of these flea market shopping group trips around the world, we have travelers from all over the country. So it was really fun to get together with some of our travelers that live in Texas that were from the Italy group trip, London group trip, and Japan group trip. And some of them hadn't met before because they were on different trips. So now they have new thrifting buddies that are in the same state as them. As much as I love junking, I love this community more, and it was so special to get to go to the Canton flea market and shop with them. That is why in today's episode there was a little bit less of the filming while we were shopping, and that is because I was having such a wonderful time with my friends and being really present in the moment. If you are interested in ever joining us on one of our group trips, we currently have multiple trips that are in the design process right now for 2025. Our group trips are primarily based flea market shopping around the world at really beautiful locations. So if you are interested in ever joining us on one of those trips, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter because you will be the first to know as soon as a group trip is going to be announced. They do sell out really fast. The last 3 group trips sold out in under an hour, so make sure that you are subscribed so you know exactly when the trip is going to go live for booking. I'm not quite ready to give the announcements on our 2025 locations, but I promise you there's going to be some new locations we haven't been to, and there's also going to be some of our favorites. So if you missed out on some of the 2023 or 2024 group trips, you're going to have lots more opportunities coming up in 2025. We recently got back from our Japan group trip, and I have to tell you that I have never been so fulfilled in my entire life. I truly feel like I have found what I'm meant to be doing, and it is in part because of all of you. So thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for joining me on my group trips. It means the absolute world to me. Okay, now let's get into today's haul. One of the things I love the most about the Canton flea market are the people. I love getting to know the vendors. Everybody has a really interesting and unique story as to why they're doing what they're doing, how they got into this industry, what they collect, and the knowledge of the things that they have in their space. So when you go to a flea market like this, don't forget to talk to the vendors because they have so much knowledge that they're happy to share with you, such as this beautiful bunny ring. I had never seen anything quite like this before. Rabbits are not often depicted in jewelry, and I love rabbits. I actually grew up showing rabbits in 4-H. I had rabbits named Simba and Nala. Here I am showing Simba. This was my little bunny Simba. I loved that rabbit so much. That's my little brother showing Nala. I don't know why he's showing my rabbit. Maybe he didn't have one at this point. And then here I am showing Nala. Obviously, I was a huge Lion King fan at this time in the early 90s. So when I saw this ring, I thought it was really different and unique. This particular vendor knew a lot of the history of the items that she had in the case, and this ring was actually made by one of her friends who is a silversmith. She had all of the sterling silver in her space 50% off, so I purchased this beautiful ring for only $60. I got a beautiful ring for a great price. I got to learn the history of it, and it fits perfect. I don't want to give too many spoilers because I still have not started editing my Japan videos. I will show you a little sneak peek about why I was excited to find this little tiny pitcher, because I think it's going to go perfect for soy sauce with my sushi set that I got in Japan. I'm just going to show you the tiniest little clip. I'm not going to share my full Japan haul with you yet. I love to mix different patterns, especially when they're really simple like this. Instead of it being completely plain, it's just got a little bit of this kind of organic, natural brown glaze on it that makes it have a little bit of a pattern that I can mix and match with other things. That way you can find them one at a time in different flea markets for really good deals. And if you do it right, they all end up going so beautifully together in the end. I picked up these bookends, and I don't think I actually filmed getting them because my arms were getting full. I got them from the same vendor that had the beautiful burlwood set, and I only paid $15 for these. Nice solid wood, probably Art Deco era. These are fabulous. I'm going to wood oil these up and show you how I would style them. Oh my goodness, I was so excited when I saw this set. I was trying to kind of contain my excitement, but it was really hard. It is very rare to find a full set like this all together. These are pretty old, probably early 1900s to maybe 1930s, and you just don't often see the full set together because over the years they get separated or broken. So for sure I'm going to keep the set together. He would not come down on the pricing. He had them listed at $125. I offered $100 and he said no. So I ended up paying $125 for them. They're just so beautiful. I knew they were worth that much, and I knew I was going to regret it if I walked away and somebody else got them. First of all, I need to find a little tiny knob for this. The drawer here comes out and it's just missing the knob right there. Probably a really simple brass or copper or bronze knob. And I'm thinking I'm going to use these for my makeup brushes. My eyeshadow palettes fit perfectly in these sections. The brushes fit great there. And then I can keep concealer or powder or other items in the other two boxes. I just think it would be a beautiful way to display them. Can you imagine these on a beautiful marble vanity? They would be so stunning. I did not get much footage when I was buying the green bakelite corn on the cob holders because I think there were 3 to 4 conversations all going on at once, but I ended up getting 8 of these green bakelite corn on the cob holders for $30. Now, these are actually an item that I have in my wish list, bucket list, whatever you want to call it, dream finds folder. I have an entire folder saved of all of the items I have seen in magazines, on Instagram, at antique stores, but I maybe couldn't afford it at full retail. And I have over 100 items saved in my dream finds, and these happen to be one of them. My family eats corn on the cob every time we get together. Every time we're barbecuing in the summer, we always have corn on the cob. I grew up having to sit out on our front porch with a paper grocery store bag husking the corn. Corn is just something that my family loves. And out of all the corn on the cob holders out there in the world that I know of, these were at the top of my list. So I purchased 8 of them, which is actually only 4 sets. So I'm still going to be on the hunt for more, but this is a great start and I'm super excited to use these this summer. I just noticed that, look, the diamond shape matches the butter dish. That was not even on purpose.
You mean the comb dish?
Are you using as a butter dish?
Okay, fine. Yes, it's a comb dish. I was saving that for an updates and identification video.
Well, it works as a butter dish.
It sure does.
Probably
Also,
would work if you put your comb in it.
also a asparagus dish.
Chopstick dish.
Yeah.
Or like somewhere to put a screwdriver.
Okay, I think I got enough butter. Now, Canton is not the best flea market to go to for mid-century modern. Well, you will find some, and 2 years ago I found a little bit more. It is definitely going to be a little bit heavier on the primitive and farmhouse, and maybe the styles you think of when you think of Texas. But the main reason that I go to Canton is for the vintage jewelry. One of my favorite vendors to talk to, because the two guys there working the space had so much knowledge on the jewelry that they were selling. I was so impressed with their knowledge. I would love to go back to Texas and actually make it to their physical store someday to visit. I got a handful of items from the Edison Exchange. It was really hard to pick. I was looking for things that I had at least 50% resale margins on, and they had some amazing designer stuff that was just out of my price range, but that I loved the opportunity to get to look at it, ask questions, and learn. Because now if I'm ever out there digging through a scrap pile that's gonna get melted at a pawn shop and I spot one of those jewelry items, I'm gonna know what they are. So here are the items that I got from the Edison Exchange. I clearly have a thing for hearts and crosses. These are really cool because they're mixed metal, and I love the concho style too. These are post earrings. A lot of times when you see the concho earrings, they tend to be clip-on. So that was kind of nice. Not that I have anything against clip-on. I'm not against a good pair of clip-on earrings. Like these beautiful azurite sterling heart earrings. And then the decorative crosses, some more hearts. And then these are the ones that I got for myself. These are by Jeep Collins. I paid $30. Oh no, I'm sorry. I paid $30 for all of these. I paid $40 for the lion earrings because they're a designer Jeep Collins. If you watched part 1, you're familiar with this stunning bracelet that I got. It is by the Italian designer Tagliamonte, and I found a pair of matching earrings on eBay. What I'm thinking of doing is having my jeweler grind the clip-on earring part off, add a loop to the top, and then add them to these earrings. And I'll probably put something in between too, just to make them a little bit longer and to separate the two patterns. So something in between that kind of balances it out. I think that's going to be really neat, and it's only going to cost me about $30 to get these modified. So I think that's going to be worth it. This would be creating something that's a forever piece for myself, and I feel like it's worth the investment, especially because I got such a good deal for the bracelet at the flea market. I just think that will go really well together, and it'll be a fun set to wear. I got this entire bag full of sterling from a vendor just inside the doors for 50% off. Everything that was sterling was 50% off. Nancy was scouting for me, so if I was getting caught up in a conversation with a vendor or I was talking with some of our other fellow friends and travelers, she was kind of going ahead and scoping spaces out. And she came around the corner and she looked at me and she gave me that little nod and she was like, "Laura, come here. You're gonna want to come here right now." She knew exactly what I was gonna go for. And the first thing that I picked up was the cuff. And this one was $160, and she actually ended up doing this one for $60. I made an offer of $60 and she said yes. I think they were really looking to move stuff. And this is actually a lot heavier than it looks. It's nice and solid. This piece right here that's attached is all solid sterling. It's not hollow. So I purchased all of these from the same vendor, not the little Roadrunner pin, but this vendor had everything for 50% off. So for example, this ring was only $5. Now it doesn't have a stone in it, it's just solid sterling, but I think it's beautiful, and I know a lot of people look for just solid sterling. And then look at this stone, so beautiful. So this one was $45, so half. You guys, $22.50 for this stunning sterling silver ring with that stone. I think it's a jasper or agate. I'm actually not familiar with this stone. Do any of you know what stone this is? I'll do some research and I'll pop in what it is, but it's a rainbow colored stone. It's beautiful. And this one's a really good size too, which is harder to find. I took the price tag off this one, but I think it was also probably around $5 to $10. And then I love these bear claw malachite earrings. They were only $20. Oh my goodness, such a good deal. And these were $30, Orland turquoise. Then I liked these little heart earrings. They have little vines, little leaves on them. Something kind of different. Kind of made me think of Ireland or Scotland for some reason. If you have not seen day one of picking at the Canton Flea Market, you've got to go back and watch that episode. Nancy and I found some amazing things, including some of the jewelry that's here behind me. But one of the things that I found was this little mid-century wall pocket vase planter. Now, at first I was kind of not digging this pink color of the actual planter. My mind is always thinking of how I can use something for a different use than it's intended. I don't know why, it's just the way I'm wired. And I had a thought of, what if I hung this on the wall by my entry and I hung keys on it? Wouldn't that be awesome? It almost makes this look now like a crown here at the bottom, but it would be perfect for slipping keys over, or even sunglasses. Let me know what you think of that idea in the comments below. Kind of think that's what I'm leaning towards. As much as I was excited to have a wall pocket planter, kind of think I like this idea more. So let me know what you think of this idea in the comments below, or if you even have other ideas for what I could do with this. Texas was a quick trip. Again, my primary goals with this were to get some jewelry for my next vintage sale and to meet up and shop with some of our friends. But Nancy and I did have time to stop at one antique store on our way to the airport. Here's the jewelry haul from the vintage store. We found some really good things in there. This is kind of neat. It's from Colombia, and I just thought this was a really neat brooch for only $5. Actually, it was less. It was on sale. And I got several mixed metal, sterling, and brass items. These beautiful crystal dangle earrings, some drop ball earrings, and look at these stunning clip-on earrings with the carnelian stones. They are so beautiful. I got this at Canton for $30, and it's bronze Scandinavian designer, and it's worth probably around $75 to $100. I don't think I filmed finding these feather earrings at the antique store. They didn't have a price tag on them, so we had to call the vendor, but I ended up getting them for only $12. The other earrings that I got for myself that I'm really excited about are these very Etruscan looking earrings. I love these so much because of the plating. It's wearing off, so it looks more like a mixed metal. They have the old screw back post earring style, and these were on sale too. They were $15 regular, plus they were on sale. Aren't those beautiful? These are gonna go awesome together. Like everyone, I go through transitions where I'm really into one thing for a little bit, and then maybe I forget about it and I'm into something new, and then I go back. But one thing that I always love, and I've never lost my interest in, are the different revival eras. So I love the Victorian revival of Egyptian. I love the revival of ancient Etruscan jewelry, but this kind of jewelry is pretty hard to find. So I was very excited to find these for such a great deal. Here's a really beautiful example of the Egyptian revival. These are actually Elizabeth Taylor, and I'm gonna turn these into dangle earrings because right now they're clip-on. They clip a little bit too tight on my ear, so it hurts a little bit. There's a little loop here at the top section, and I did a little test with some brass earrings that I have, and I can actually loop it and it stays clamped and then becomes a dangle earring. So I'll show you how those turn out as soon as I have the right backings for these. I was really excited when I spotted the piece of pottery in the glass case that I thought maybe was a David Salk piece. I wasn't sure, but I had to at least look at the bottom because I knew that if I let that antique mall and I didn't know for sure if it was a David Salk, it was gonna haunt me for weeks. Unfortunately, it wasn't a David Salk, so my hunt continues. For those of you who are not familiar with David Salk, I adore his pottery. I found my very first piece ever in Springfield, Ohio at the Extravaganza. I purchased it from my friend George, the antique nomad, and he knew the whole history behind it and taught me so much. My favorite thing about his pottery is that it is in the style of Southwestern baskets.
He was doing it in the 80s and 90s, and this was the artist, and she actually did pay that price for it back when she got it.
Wow, in 91?
In 91.
Wow.
I think I will do, is 40 okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I found a second one when I was thrifting in Riverside, California, and they did not know what they had, so I got it for an incredible deal. So if you ever see a beautiful small piece of pottery that looks like a basket, pick it up, look for that signature. I will pop in what signature to look for right here. I I thought I would take a second to talk about some of my top tips if you are going to flea markets while traveling, especially if you are flying. One of the most asked questions that I get here on this YouTube channel is, but how do you get your treasures home? Now, while this Texas trip, I didn't buy a lot of vintage, and it was very easy to get all of my vintage and my jewelry finds home in a full-size luggage. On my Europe trips last fall, I ended up bringing home not 4, but 6 full-size luggages of vintage. Thankfully, with my business credit card that I have with American Express, not sponsored, no links, I get 3 full-size check bags each person for free. So there's no upcharge. So that's a huge part of how I can do it without having to pay additional fees. So if you are a reseller or even just a collector and you're looking to bring home multiple bags when you travel, I would highly recommend looking into different credit cards, finding the one that works best for you and can get you that free luggage. So what I do on those trips is I check several full-size suitcases that are empty. All they have in them is bubble wrap and packing supplies. You're going to want things like a scale to weigh your bags. They have little handheld ones. I will go ahead and put a link in this description to all of the supplies that I have for flea markets and travel. But those handheld scales are so important. There is nothing worse than showing up at the counter ready to check your bag and it's 51 pounds. You're going to need tape. You're going to need bubble wrap. You're going to want some tissue paper. You're going to want little jewelry bags to sort the jewelry so they don't get tangled when you're transporting them. I tend to bulk everything that's similar together. So I put all of the brass all together in one so that it's not going to break pottery. I make sure that it's not in a luggage with any pottery. I take all of my art and I lay them flat with a piece of paper or tissue in between each one. That way you can stack up sometimes 10, 20, 30 pieces of art and it will fit nice and flat on one side of a full-size luggage. I'm still working on putting together a video where I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions and really show you visuals, but I wanted to give you a few of these tips today. You're going to want to make sure that you bring a water bottle, especially if you're flea market shopping in Texas, because it seems to be hot all the time there. Nancy and I actually froze several water bottles in the freezer the night before, so we had them thawing throughout the day so that we always had cold water. I'm not good about actually doing this, but one of my pro tips is you need to eat. Bring snacks with you and actually remember to eat them. I get so caught up in conversations and junkin' that I always forget to eat, but you really want to make sure that you've got that energy going throughout the day. So things like granola bar, fruit, dried fruit, nuts, snacks like that are really easy to take into a flea market. That way you don't have to take a 20-minute break to sit down and actually eat a meal. Typically at these types of flea markets, the food is going to be more like fair food style. So bringing healthy snacks is also really smart. And of course, you've got to have a good shopping bag. I'm obsessed with the Hulken. This is not sponsored, but I do have an affiliate link that I will put in the description and the comments below. You can actually fit the large size in a full-size luggage to take with you when you're flea market shopping. As much as I love backpacks, I also love not carrying junk around while you're still picking. I'm super happy with the bags. I'm actually going to get one of the medium-sized ones and bring a large and a medium one with me to Paris. I'm so excited for the group trip in Paris. We have 30 travelers on that trip and it just blows my mind. I know so many of you are on the wait list. We've got something in the works, but I'm not telling you details. But I'm really excited because this fall we are going to be taking a group of 30 of you to Paris to go flea market shopping. And I'm definitely going to be bringing my Hulken bags. While we're at it, I might as well just give you a little bit of a life update. I feel like I haven't had time to sit down and just talk with you and kind of tell you what's going on. This year's been a really, really exciting year. Gosh, I'm going to cry just thinking about it. We've gotten to do some incredible travels that we never thought we were going to get to do. And the fact that we got to do some of them with so many of you was really, really special. Japan ended up being the most incredible group trip. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous because I've never been to Japan and I didn't truly know what to expect. And it's a lot to ask you to trust me and my husband to take you on the other side of the world. That trip ended up being better than I could have ever hoped for, and it was just the best group. We had so much fun. We went to probably one of the best flea markets I've been to in the world. I cannot wait to show you my vintage haul. And then this trip to Texas was right after Japan. So it has been very busy this first half of the year. I'm very excited to be home For a long stretch now, I'm actually going to be home in Oregon until the Paris trip this fall, which means that Jesse and I are finally ready to get back to some of our home remodeling projects. We're working on some stuff in the yard and inside this year. We are finally going to be tackling and completing Little Italy, which I know you have been waiting for as long as me. And we're going to be doing a lot of local thrifting. We're going to be hitting some Oregon flea markets. We're going to hit some garage sales, and you know we're going to hit a lot of Goodwills. I'm really looking forward to this downtime. I'm going to be spending a lot of time planning our 2025 group trips and getting that all sorted out, snuggling our cats. We missed them like crazy while we were gone, and also spending some really quality time with our families. And I'm finally going to have time to get caught up on some of the travel vlogs. I know some of you have been asking and begging for those vlogs to come out, and I'm finally going to have some time to get working on those. The travel vlogs take me probably 20 times longer to produce a video than the local thrifting Goodwills or a flea market video, because I literally have thousands of files that I have to go through. So it's a long process. So thank you for your patience with me. They just mean so much to me that I want to take the time to do them right and do them justice. Oh, another question that has come up is, are we going to be hosting a flea market this summer? And unfortunately, we just did not have time with our schedule this year to take on hosting the flea market. However, Rose City Vintage Market is taking on the outdoors this summer, so there's still going to be a massive flea market at the Expo Center, and you know I'm going to be there to shop it. It's not going to be an official shop with me or meet and greet event, but I am going to be shopping the Rose City Vintage Market for the early bird this July, because I really want to support them and all of the vendors, because I know how much hard work it is to put on those shows and to be a seller at them. So this is me extending an invitation to come to the Rose City Vintage Market this July, and hopefully I will see you there. If you see me, please stop me, even if I'm filming or even if I'm looking at an item. I love to meet you, so please make sure to stop me and say hi. That pretty much wraps up life updates. Life is good. Everything is great. It's been an incredible first half of the year, and I'm really looking forward to a somewhat slower summer and really just getting to explore our beautiful state of Oregon and sharing that with all of you. And then things are gonna kick into high gear in September, because we are hosting the group trip in Paris, followed immediately by our flea market shopping group trip in Belgium. And then I have a really special family trip planned in the Netherlands with my parents and my sister, and we are going to be looking into our ancestry. We're going to be finding some of the grave sites of our ancestors and learning more about our past. It's going to be an awesome year. Thank you so much for being a part of these adventures, and we've got a lot of really exciting local content to come out this summer, and I will see you in the next adventure. I almost forgot. Jesse and I have a new Instagram account. You gotta go check it out. We're gonna be sharing more of our personal life, home life, food, travels, just more of us and our real day-to-day life on that Instagram account. So go give it a follow. I will put it up right here. So if you have an Instagram account, go give us a follow. And if you don't have an Instagram account, why not? Start one today, and you can follow us both at our new Laura and Jesse account and at Left Coast Revivals, which I'm now going to shift back to a little bit more just vintage and thrifting based. Okay, that's it. See you later.